Hi, I'm Alicia Meehan. I'm a parent, and I've lived in Garden City for a few years. It's so exciting to hear all of this. I have a couple of questions. I'm just going to ask them all, and I'm hoping you can address them. I'm a Girl Scout leader of 2 troops here. We have an awesome, vibrant community of young people who want to volunteer and learn how to serve others. But community space is really a problem. Yeah. One of my Girl Scout troops is all children of working parents. We meet on Sundays, and there is almost no community space available to us. So I share that with you all. Also, I find that more parents of young children in the community have 2 working parents, as opposed to maybe 10 or 15 or 20 years ago when there might have been a stay-at-home parent. So there really is a need on the weekends to have a space where groups can meet, but also a lot of times during the week, kids can't necessarily get shuffled back and forth to activities. So having a space where the community can meet on weekends would be great. I heard you mention both pre-K or that kind of a program, but also that it was acceptable as a public school space. So I wanted to find out if the committee had spoken to the Garden City Public Schools about having a free pre-K program, because I imagine that would be another great incentive to make Garden City a stronger community. New York City has an amazing free pre-K program, and many districts on Long Island do, but we don't, which is actually a drawback. And I just wanted to hear about if there was a collaboration with the public schools or if you were talking about a private option. I also would love to hear more about walking paths and spaces. Our sidewalks in Garden City are actually not great, and the idea that we have this massive property is something exciting to explore as a walker and runner. You also mentioned parking. I have to say, I'm concerned over 650 spots when I've been back and forth 3 times to St. Paul's today, and often I can't find parking when the building is closed. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when the building is open. And last, you have really swayed me tonight from being pro-demolition to pro more community space. But I'd love to hear pricing and long-term plans. We use the pool all the time. The pool is a great reason why Garden City stood out and was worth the price tag when we were considering other communities. I have a feeling this could be the same way, but I know a lot of people here are concerned about pricing too. So pre-K, Girl Scouts, walking path, and pricing. Thank you.
Thank you for all your questions. I don't know which one we start with. You can start with one, and I'll start with one.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I love you. Listen, this is exactly the kind of conversation we encourage, and you're welcome to any of our programmatic meetings. Let me just say that we agree with that. Having said that, this is preliminary. We're trying to find out what is the new need in the village. We recognize the 2-income family is a real issue. Part of our issue was also to see if we could have emergency daycare, child support. How many of us have been in a situation where someone can't show up and now you're really in a jam? We'd like to address that if we can. Look, we also have to be very sensitive to pricing and our seniors, right? So we're working on a program for that as well that I think will be very successful. A walking path, easy to do. But remember what we said. Why are we all here? Why did you move to Garden City? Because it's a community. And this will be potentially a monument to that, a new park if Demolition prefers, or a place where we can be a magnet for all of the things that you're talking about. You are welcome to our committee at any time and to go through this in detail, and we will work on a financial plan that is, as I said, phased and affordable for both the seniors and the newest residents coming into town. There are a number of aspects to that. We are sensitive to that. This is the first step. Thank you for identifying the critical issues.
So a quick response on the school question. Without divulging confidentialities, which we cannot, and without dealing with potential legal question of permitted uses. We've had 3 conversations with the superintendent of schools who provided us with a lot of needs and things she'd love to see. You know, when you give a superintendent of schools a blank check, they can ask for a lot. But enthusiasm for the potential, I'll just say that, and that channel of communication is wide open.
I also want to comment on the question regarding pricing. We can't develop a cost for the project until we come up with a design or some idea of what the building is going to be developed to. So we have to understand that we have to take several more steps to get to the point to understand what the budget would be. So I just say stay tuned and follow up on the meetings, and we're going to get to that point very, very carefully. There'll be a very, very precise meeting on the budget that we were going to entertain for this building, or for demolition.